What's up everyone, Mandy here from On The Grow, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how we wash and dry our microgreens. So stay tuned for the video. Alright y'all, so like I say in the intro, today I'm going to be harvesting these Fenugreek Microgreens and showing you guys how we wash and dry them using a dorm room washer, which is just a tiny little washing machine. So the first thing that I need to do is not harvest these, because first I want to sanitize my equipment. The reason why I want to sanitize my equipment first is because if I were to harvest these first, they're going to have time to wilt, and I want these to look as pristine as possible, and sanitizing equipment can take a few minutes, so that's why we're going to focus that for the very first step of this. So I'll meet you guys over at my sink station and we will get to sanitizing. Alright y'all, so I'm over at my sink washing station and I have two of these 3-gallon buckets. They're both food grade and BPA free. We use these a lot for our nutrient solutions as our little reservoir, and we just really like these buckets a lot, and we're going to be using these to wash our microgreens. Now the first thing I need to do is get my buckets ready. I've already rinsed them out to remove any debris, and now I need to sanitize them. To sanitize the buckets, I'm going to be using this Sanitize here, which it recommends doing 1 ounce per 3 gallons of water, which we are not going to fill these up with 3 gallons of water. So I'm only going to be using half an ounce per bucket, and I'm going to be filling that halfway with water. So let's go ahead and do that, and I will tell you about the next step. So we are going up to the half ounce with the Sanitize there, and now I can pour that into my first bucket here. Oop, splash a little bit. Let me close that real fast so I don't knock it over. Oops, one-handed. All right, let me move that out of my way now. Okay, so now that I have my Sanitize into my bucket, I'm going to grab my hose over here and I'm going to switch this on to the full, and we're just going to fill this up, like I said, halfway with water. I'm going to try not to splash it onto myself. So we are about halfway now with water. We have our Sanitize in our bucket. Now what I need to do is I actually need to grab my bucket and just twirl it around and make sure that that Sanitize gets mixed around and also touches all areas of the inside of this bucket. And I'm going to make sure that I'm very careful here because I don't want to splash this on my face, on my clothes, on my hands. So just very gentle swirling, and I can kind of tilt it a little bit too. So I'm going to kind of tilt it here, and like I said, we're just going to try to get all areas of this bucket the best that we can. Alright, so now that I've done that one time, I'm going to let this sit for 1 minute, and then I'm going to repeat this process 2 more times, so that way we get a full 3 minutes of this cleaner sitting in our bucket. So I will see you guys here in just a second. All right, now we are done waiting our 3 minutes and we are finished with our first bucket here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to transfer the liquid from this bucket into our second bucket here. Since it is just a sanitizer, I can do this. If you don't want to use the sanitizer twice, I'm going to be careful because it is splashing. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and get this one twirled around in my bucket, just like the first one. And now we're going to let this one sit for 1 minute, and in the meantime, I'm going to scoot that over as far as I can. I'm going to rinse this bucket out and remove that sanitizer. Our first bucket is ready. I'm going to set it back out of my way, and it should be time now to mix this one around again and wait another minute. Alright, I'm going to finish the sanitize process for this one, and I'll see you guys here in just a moment when it's time to rinse it out. So I finished sanitizing both of my buckets, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these up about halfway with just regular tap water. And I don't need to fill them up all the way because I'm only harvesting 2 trays worth of fenugreek, so I don't need a ton of water. So let's go ahead and get these filled up, and then we will go back over to our harvesting table. I have finished getting my buckets ready, and if you are curious, we could absolutely use our stainless steel sinks here. The reason why we're not doing that today is because these buckets just take a lot less water and we want to conserve as much water as we can. But if we were to use these sinks, all we'd have to do is wash them, sanitize them, and get our little plug put in there, fill them up, and we would be ready to use these right away. So now that our buckets are nice and ready, I am going to meet you guys over at the harvesting station, which I need to set up real quick, and we will get to harvesting that fenugreek. So I'm back over here at my harvesting table, and I'm going to get these 2 trays of fenugreek harvested into this little colander here, and then I'm going to take this colander back over to my sink area, and we are going to wash and then dry these microgreens. So I'll see you guys here in just a moment. We are back over at our sink washing station, and we have our microgreens here with us. Our buckets are set up, and now let's talk about another essential part of this process, which is this mesh produce bag. You can find these usually at a grocery store or even online. This is meant to put produce in so you don't have to use plastic bags. And we really like it because it is a very fine mesh, which means once these guys are washed and we move on to the step using this, they will not get out of this bag. So that's very, very important. Now, this mesh bag is more than likely polypropylene or polyethylene. I was like, which one is that? So this is going to be great for using it with food contact. So with that being said, we need to move on to our next step. So I'm going to just take little groups of these microgreens here, not too much, just a decent handful, and transport it into our first bucket. And I can actually do a tiny bit more, so let's grab just a little bit more than that. So more like 2 handfuls here. Perfect. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna push them to the bottom, just very gently agitate them in this water. And what you're beginning to see, I'm gonna try to get some out of the way, is a lot of that seed holes and debris coming off of this first initial rinse, which means that is working. So now I'm gonna scoop it down, bring it back up real quick. And now we're gonna transport that over into our second bucket. So that way this first bucket is really getting most of that debris off this first go around. So let's repeat that. Swoop to the bottom, real quick to the top, into the other bucket. And I'm just gonna get a few more of these leftovers here. Now this leftover area, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult because you're gonna have more of that seed holes that are gonna get stuck in that. So just do your best to kind of take it to the bottom. You can kind of grasp it in your hand like that, and just allow those seed holes to make it through as much as you can, and that's good. So now in this first bucket, we're gonna have some leftovers in here. We'll clean those out here in a moment. That's okay, a little bit of waste is fine, but we got most of these into our second bucket, which is what we wanna see. So now, I'm just giving it its second little rinse to remove any of that leftover debris and hopefully get a few more of these seed holes off of here. And that should be pretty good. See, got a few more over there. It's kind of coming off everywhere. Perfect. So now back to that bag we talked about. At this point, what we're going to do is open up our bag, and we're just gonna take a few grabs at this, going to the bottom, trying to rinse off as much as we can, and then placing those into this bag. And remember, throughout this whole process, you are being gentle. Do not grab these very hard. Do not whip them around or anything. You want them to remain beautiful and not torn up. Okay, and we're just gonna keep doing this process here. So that's pretty good. And if you want to take a second and look at these buckets with me, because you can really see how much of that debris we got off. The second bucket tells us that there was still a lot of seed holes, and our first bucket has seed holes and a lot of that dirt. So we got these nice and clean, and now they are ready to go into our next step. So before I do that though, we need to tie this off, because if you have an open bag, what we're gonna do on this next step, they're gonna get everywhere. And like I said before, we don't want that. So this one has a nice little button here, so it is good. I'm gonna try to get that as tight as I can. Okay, so now that we got this tightened up, what we need to do is move it on over to our next step. Now earlier I talked about this briefly, which got changed sides. I talked about this briefly, and this is a dorm room washer, which is just a tiny little washer, and it's actually really cute. And we bought this only for this use. It has never been used for anything but drying our microgreens. We do not recommend using this on the wash cycle. Don't do that. Just use it for your drying method. So take that bag, place it into this cute, adorable little thing, and close your lid. The next thing you're going to do is push power. Now, I am going to forget how to do this 5. So we need to program this to number 5, which is our spin cycle. We want this to only spin and dry them. All right, so now let's go ahead and push play, which should turn this guy on, and we should start to see these actually get rinsed around in here. Okay, so now as you can see, this is beginning to spin, which is going to dry our microgreens. So now we're just going to wait the amount of time that it takes, and we will move to the next step. So while this is spinning, let's talk about another thing that we have going on behind our washing machine here. So there is a little tube that comes out of this, and we have it running up into a bowl. The reason being is whenever this is spinning off all that water, the water has to go somewhere, and we don't want it onto our floor. So it's going to be caught in this bowl here, which we can then empty outside or wherever we want to empty it out at. And this is something you really want to be careful of, because otherwise you could have a puddle on your floor, which is dangerous. While that is spinning over there, I'm going to go ahead and get these cleaned up and ready for the next round of washing. And to do that, I need to first clean out this debris, which I'm going to use this little cute aquarium cleaner. It's a nice little mesh, and we should be able to get everything scooped out of here. And I'm just going to knock that out into my compost bucket and repeat process. And now looks like our washer has stopped our drying cycle, and what I need to do now is open this up, and let's just check and see what level of dry these are, because sometimes you do have to do multiple cycles. Which is beeping at me now. A little bit ahead of you, bud. All right, now let's just check this out. So on that first cycle, I would say these are actually perfect. I don't need to do another cycle at all. I like the dryness level of this. So that means that now I can move this into another container and get to drying and washing my next batch. The reason why we love this thing so much is because you saw how fast and easy that was compared to laying them all out, waiting that time, and within that time of waiting with fans and everything on them, you end up having them wilt and they don't look that good. And this is a quick and easy method to get these guys dry fast. So now that was basically it. I'm just gonna move on to my next batch. Okay, so I'm back over at my sink washing station, and I need to go ahead and get the rest of these washed and then dried so that way they don't begin to wilt. But something else I wanted to talk about that popped in for me was you can actually add a third bucket to this. Yes, a third bucket. So that way you have 3 buckets. That means 3 different steps where you can do your first initial rinse like we showed you, then a second bucket, which instead of it being the final rinse, that would be your sanitize. Now this is something that you don't have to do unless you want to meet certain food regulations if you have those in your area. But if you want to, you can do that, and you do that in your second bucket. And then your last bucket would be that last final rinse, so that way you can get that sanitizer off and any other debris that may be left on these guys here. But today we only did the 2 bucket method. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to finish up here and just get these guys ready, because I'm going to be doing a recipe with them. I'm very excited to use this, and we will talk about that soon. But for today, this is it. We really just wanted to show you guys how we like to wash and then dry our microgreens, because we really do think that this is such a great way to dry them. It saves you all that time of laying them out, which, by the way, we start off doing this method where you lay them out, put towels down, put fans on them, wait however long it may take for them to dry, which then causes them to wilt. Whenever you're utilizing this method, it really saves you, 1, a lot of time, and 2, it makes your final product look a lot better because it is no longer sad and wilty, which you don't want. Now, something else that you can do is if you have some microgreens that aren't getting dry on that first spin cycle, go ahead and put those through a second spin cycle. We tend to do that with our sunflower microgreens a lot. And another option there too is if you don't want to do that second spin cycle, you can do that first one and then do the process like I talked about before, where you lay them out and you have a fan blowing on them, and that way it helps to dry them a little bit more. And one more thing I want to talk about too is this method will not work well for crops like amaranth. They are very delicate. Amaranth, you tend to not want to wash them because they just kind of mush together. So I don't recommend using this method at all for amaranth. That is a crop that you tell people to wash on their own. But for everything else, this is perfect. It is the fastest way that we have found. Alright guys, well that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope this answered some of y'all's questions because we have been receiving this one a lot. And like I said before, keep an eye out for the recipe video that I'm going to be using these Fenugreek microgreens in, along with some Swiss chard. It's going to be one of my favorite Indian dishes, which is tikka masala, and I'm going to be doing a cashew turmeric butter rice with it, and it is a favorite in our household, and I'm very, very excited to share that with you guys. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give it a thumbs down. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the section below and we will get those answers for you as soon as we possibly can. We have a Facebook and an Instagram. They're both at On The Grow Farms, a website that is www.onthegrow.net. And the last thing here, we have 2 ebooks, guys. Our first ebook is our Becoming a Microgreen Master, which basically shows you everything that we have learned over the 2+ years of growing and so much more in it. I think you guys would really enjoy that. And we also have a recipe book, our very first one, because there's going to be a second one eventually, and that is Recipes for the Everyday Microgreen Lover, Volume 1. And you can find both of these on our website, or if you are a Kindle person, you can get them both on Kindle as well, and you can find those links in the description below. Anyways guys, I hope to make you a believer and get to washing those microgreens.